Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. Today we are going to be doing schoolwork. Um, Project 1 is due at 12 a.m. this morning, tomorrow morning. And I want to get through it and make sure that I do everything I can to get the homework done. Now that I know on such short notice, how it's going to work, and you get reminders and everything, you know, and, 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 and I thought it would go discussion, project, and it actually goes project a week after. So let's get started. Okay. So we are going to connect you guys. Hey, okay. Project. We stop right here. Hmm. Okay. It was fixed. Okay. Okay. So in the previous step, you considered how inclusion and diversity affect work environments and organizational culture in general. In this step, you will explore these concepts as they apply specifically to me.org. It's been it's long been accepted that the long-term success of any modern business organization requires members with diverse ideas, experiences, and points of views who can creatively respond to business opportunities and challenges. Inclusion is not a project with a start and an end point. It's a pillar. Oh, hold on. It requires members with diverse. Let me get comfortable, nice and comfortable. Okay. Inclusion is not a project with a start and an end point. It's a pillar of organization and a part of the organizational culture. As promised, Human Resources has provided you with employee profiles for the members of your unit. Each profile includes useful information on the employees. That reminds me, I must find that number, that 1-800 number to my, um, let me write that down. Dang. Um, so, weight loss, phone number. Okay, y'all. What was that? As promised, Human Resources have provided you with employee profiles for the members of your unit. Each profile includes useful information on the employee's current responsibilities and competencies. Based on what you learned during an average day, keep that up. And the employee profiles, what can you tell HR about the culture of your organization? Answer the following questions. How diverse is your office? Pretty darn diverse. What categories of employees are underrepresented? What categories of employees are underrepresented? There's some that just end up getting underrepresented. How might the current organization culture be contributing to the disparities? How might the organization encourage employees to utilize their own cultural knowledge, capability, and information to develop or enhance products and services? How can the organization work to increase cultural awareness in others? Let me. Um, okay. Um, Next. In the previous steps, you have defined your vision for your unit's organizational culture and consider how diversity and inclusion will impact it. In the next few steps, you will gather information to perform a skill gap analysis with the context of that vision. Your skill gap analysis will be crucial to developing your workforce action plan. While all positions are important, different positions have different degrees of impact on an organization's strategic capabilities to execute the most effective workforce strategy possible. It is imperative that we understand which positions are critical to my org strategy and focus on those roles. Nonprofit, corporate, government. Nonprofit organizations, let's look at it as we're saying it, generally adhere to the following leadership hierarchy. project managers, program administration, executives, director, president, and a board of director at the top level. For-profit organizations generally adhere to the following leadership hierarchy: department, vice presidents, president, CEO, board directors, stakeholders at the top level. Government. Most government organizations adhere to the following leadership hierarchy: director, assistant secretary, cabinet member, and elected official at the top level. Within every organization, there are positions and responsibilities that are considered critical to operations. However, those critical positions and responsibilities may differ based on the organizational no sector, for profit, nonprofit, government. And in most organizational hierarchies, the majority of employees fall into the lower ranking category of staff. It is at the management and executive levels that we begin to see the differences among sectors. You reach out to the HR to see if they have resources to assist with your analysis of the most critical positions. Kevin Sheridan emails you several job profiles to help identify key positions in your unit. Thanks for reaching out to help you in your analysis. I've attached several position profiles to this message. These documents describe the different roles and responsibilities within your unit with an eye to our new strategic goals. Integrated will integrate technology into regular processes, increase the use of companies' social media within the public relation activities, increase employee morale, engagement, and satisfaction. Thank you. Take some time to review both the profiles for the critical positions and key demographic data and the employee profiles before moving ahead. If you would like to find more information on typical profiles for almost any type of position, one can visit ONET online. This online resources offers a variety of search options and databases containing information on various jobs, including the skills, abilities, and knowledge associated with different occupation. Use occupational search feature to further explore these and other job positions. In the previous step, you reviewed the profiles of critical positions as the first part of your skills gap analysis. Now you will review the skills, both hard technical and soft behavior skills, knowledge, and characteristics required for each of the critical positions. The three skill approach outlines three types of critical skills to consider. Okay, that's something else I have to read. Hold up. Now that you have identified critical positions and the requirements of those positions, the next step in the workforce planning process is to develop a clear picture of the organization's current staffing situation and determine whether or not it is consistent with the organization's strategic goals. Integrate technology into regular processes. Increase the use of the company's social media. I think I read this one. Oh, we need some glasses in here. Oh, we need to wipe these glasses. Okay. Populate the skills competency column. B, with three most important competencies you believe each position in your unit will need. Sorry, y'all. I'm reading a template real quick, very carefully. Hmm. This is not going to be easy. Okay. Hold on, y'all. I have to do something real quick. Competency examples. Okay. Senior consultant. So column B will have 3 most important competencies you believe each position in your unit will need. Okay, now we're going to go back here. Okay, I need that one. Okay. Okay. I'll read it out loud. You make it to work at your typical 8:35 a.m. Traffic was a little heavy this morning, but you made it safe and sound. You put your badge and presented it to security as you walked in the front doors and head to the elevator. You make it to the fourth floor and you step out to a newly renovated open floor plan already buzzing with morning calls, conversations, and the hum of a printer. Once you're finally at your desk checking your email, you notice an announcement from the Vice President Communications reminding that your 10 a.m. of your 10 a.m. staff briefing. You're presenting a new workflow for the collaborative project development to your team and have invited several colleagues to give feedback on the new process design. While you're considering this, you get a call. I know it's early, but I'm going to need you to send over the latest client prospect list you've been working on, says Director Sandra Collins. Based on our projections, we're going to need to begin working on those no later than the end of this week. Thanks a lot. Hope the rest of the days go well for you. She hangs up and fumbled through the files to find a document to send. You're glad to report the two new nonprofits, the three government agencies, and corporate conglomerate groups that have reached out to meet org services. After you've completed this unexpected request, you make your way down the hall for a cup of coffee. You're greeted by the VP of annual giving and wish him the best uh, in his upcoming retirement. Yes, looking forward to it, VP Bensworth says. I know a lot of us are leaving the company, but I'm sure that will only lead to the next era of me dash org. I'm sure some of the newer staff like yourself will make a great impact here. Looking back, I think the only thing I would have liked to see is greater perspective on some of our bigger initiatives. It's always better to have a diverse set of minds collaborating. You conclude the conversation and head back to your desk with your coffee. You prep for your 10 a.m. meeting with minimum interruption, which is good because you don't quite have your slides together and you don't want to live up you want to live up to the me dash org principle. There's no excuses for a problem that has time for a solution. There's no excuse, excuse me, there's no excuse for a problem that has time for a solution. Okay. And you want to make sure a good impression for your new team. When you make it into the meeting, you see that employees who have been with the company the longest are already in the room, but a few others invited to the meeting are not present yet. Do we have anyone calling into the meeting by phone? You ask. Several of the members shake their heads as they check the meeting invite. With 3 managers and 2 associates in the room, you begin your presentation at 10:05. 3 minutes later, the other associates and 2 specialists enter the room. Sorry, one of the associates interrupt. Don't let us take away from the presentation. We'll just grab the meeting notes and catch up. You wonder about the reasons why for their tardiness, but proceed with your discussion for the new collaborative approach to project management. Just before you conclude, one of the specialists who have been on her phone looks concerned as she leaves the meeting early. Finally, you ask others for feedback and questions. Fiddlesticks. Finally, you ask others for feedback and questions, and soon the meeting concludes. It's 11:30 a.m. and you grab an apple from a free fruit bin the company supplies every other day. It should go great with the Powerball you brought for lunch. You know that you probably won't have much time for a lunch break today. You get back to your desk and consider circumstances of the meeting and whether to discuss tardiness with the employees involved. You take a few more minutes to clear your inbox from the deluge of daily message generated by MeOrg's web task management system. Unfortunately, you have been subscribed to notifications for several projects outside your direct supervision, so you often miss important emails that get mixed in. It's noon. You're thinking about lunch when one of your direct reports comes in and asks if you have a few minutes to discuss the quarterly review. The management system for the employee evaluation is multifaceted and requires each employee to answer 20 questions each quarter about their performance, achievements, and benchmarks. This process is cumbersome and must be reviewed with a supervisor. However difficult it may be, the quarterly checks are primary informant for promotions and pay increases. So everyone takes them very seriously. By 12:45, you finish the chat and then have a 15 minutes to eat your apple and snack bar and guzzle a little more coffee. I gotta start drinking more water, you think, as you make your way to the 2 hour meeting. This meeting with the executive manager and director of human resources, Kevin Sheridan. The new company initiatives are repeated and everyone gives reports on their ideas for improving the use of new technologies, social media activity, and employee morale, engagement, and satisfaction. You mentioned how the military is incorporating some of these components into its infrastructure, and everyone seems impressed. Kevin Sheridan challenges you to apply those practices and other practices in the field to your team initiatives. As you head back to your office or head back once again to your office, you pass an informal birthday celebration in the open space. You appreciate the spontaneous camaraderie, but it looks like some of the other members in the open space seem frustrated by the noise. You wonder if everyone got the memo. You're not sure if you were invited or lost it in your email. Regardless, you have to get it back to your desk for a few minutes to grab your printouts on a new candidate you're interviewing with a committee. Room 3344. 3344. You mutter as you try to find your way through the still unfamiliar hallways. You find it and join the committee. You notice that the rest of the interview committee is composed of older white men. Although they they are some of the best employees you met at me-org, you know it's not a good representation of the company, especially after so many older members have retired and new recruits have taken those positions. The candidate, a middle-aged Peruvian woman, arrives and showcases her organizational knowledge and skill sets. You're pretty impressed with her background, but some of the other members on the team insist on a few more interviews. All we've seen thus far are women, says one of the committee members. Looking at your phone, you see it's already past 4 p.m. and you haven't gotten back to the bulk of your actual work today with all your meetings. At this point, you know that you'll probably have to work until at least 7 to finish another presentation for tomorrow and complete some of the pending reviews. You also need to remember to request time off for medical checkup in a few weeks. Me dot dash, I don't know why I keep saying .org. .org is fairly structured, so it is important to get time off on the calendar. Feeling a little pressure and craving another cup of coffee to keep you going, you make it to the office to find one of your reports is waiting for you. Oh great, you say in frustration, I've got a lot to do. Can this wait? Your subordinate, who you now notice has been crying, never mind, it can wait, and leaves quickly. You feel bad about the decision and decide you better follow up with her immediately, so you head towards the cubicle to see if you can patch things up. All in the days of work at me-org, you think, feeling the pressure of the presentation getting heavier on the mind. Hmm, it's crazy. People crying and stuff. Okay. Skill competency needed in 2 to 3 years. Uh, Senior, where is it at? It's right here. So it would be junior consultant. It would be junior consultant. much. You have to think in 3 years from now. I believe they said 3 years from now. The skills competency assessment template is a tool for you to use for planning your workforce needs. The current positions in your unit are listed in column A. Populate the skills competency column B with 3 most important competencies. You believe each position in your unit will need. So if if I was a junior consultant, I would need I would excuse me, I would need senior consultant things. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's start here. Let's start here. An assistant manager competency 3 years from now. Hold on. Let's see if that's on there. No, it's not what I'm looking for. Um, Workflow. Okay, that's not answering the right question. Assistant manager. Time and task management. That's one of them of many things, but let's start with time and task management. Okay. See, this is what I don't get. It's a lot of critical thinking, duties, competency, sales. Let's see. Junior consultant. Not senior. There we go. Junior. Where is it at? Okay. Okay. Sorry. Um, okay. That should be good. Okay. Oh my God. uh, so I sent off my homework. I sent off my homework. Um I'm happy that I got it done. I feel like it makes me feel good when I'm able to do my homework. And so I sent it off. It's due tomorrow morning at 12 a.m. So, yeah. But with that being said, I am about to get off of here. Um, I could be back on here around 4:30, maybe. I hope you know that, um, yeah, I will be back on here around like 4:30. So yeah, take care, y'all. Be safe, and I will see you guys later. Bye.
Never waste my time, you all I want.